ביאור משנה ו' מה היה עושה? What did he used to do? המוליך את השעיר כשהגיע לצוק. When he used, the one who walked the goat when he gets to the cliff. חולק לשון של זהורית. So you remember you have the ribbon, the red ribbon between the horns. So he cuts it in half. He's going to cut it in half. שקשר הכהן הגדול בין קרניו, that the high priest tied the red ribbon between his horns, לשני חלקים, he cuts it in half. חציו קשור בסלע. One half he ties into a rock where he is. וחציו קשר בין שני קרניו, and the other one he leaves between the horns. Continues to tie it. And then what does he do? ודחפו לאחוריו בשתי ידיו. And then he pushes him backwards with both hands. He holds him like that, pushes him backwards. בגמרא מבואר... push him, yeah. But it's immediately a cliff. בגמרא מבואר, in the Gemara it explains, שהואיל והלשון של זהורית. So it says, so the question is, why would you cut it in half? Either leave it everything on the rock or everything on the goat. What's the idea? So it says like this. שהואיל והלשון של זהורית היה מלבין. It says there was a miracle every Yom Kippur. That red ribbon, once God forgave the Jewish people, used to become white. So he wanted to see that it becomes white.
Because he can't go down there and look. That's what I always was asking. How did he know that it's red or white?
We see. לסימן שנתכפרו עוונותיהם של ישראל. It was a sign that the Jewish people know that their sins have been forgiven. לפיכך היה קושר את חציו בסלע. That's why he used to tie one in a rock, כדי שיהיה לנגד עיניו, so that it will be against his eyes. ויכול לראותו כשהוא מלבין, and he'll be able to see it when it becomes white. שכן אם היה משאירו כולו בין קרניו, even though it's a red ribbon, you should be able to see it from on top. Yeah, if he used to be all between the horns, אפשר שיקוף השעיר ראשו תחת גופו. It's possible that when he fell, he's going to fall with a head down, and you won't be able to see it. ולא יראה מלבין, ונמצא ליבו נוקפו, and then everybody's going to be worried. Hey, God did not forgive us. So the question is, ומפני מה לא קשר כל הלשון בסלע? But he could have done the other way. He could have taken the whole red ribbon and all of it put it on the rock. Why wasn't that done? Because they were afraid maybe Mashiach is going to come. This is my interpretation. He doesn't say that. But they were afraid for whatever reason, okay? Maybe whatever happens, but it's going to turn white before he pushes it off the cliff. That's what they were afraid. And what happened? Shema yalbin miyad. Maybe it's going to become white immediately. Kodem שידחוף את השעיר. Before he's going to push off the goat. ומתוך שמחתו על שנתכפרו העוונות, ישכח מלדחפו. And Mashiach is here. That's what I think. You know, who cares right now? Yeah, who cares about it now? Mashiach, I'm running. Yerushalayim. That's what he's worried about. Or ידמה שכבר נשלמה המצווה. Or he's going to think that the commandment is already done. ואין צורך לדוחפו. And there's not necessity to push him. מאחר שכבר הלבין הלשון. Since it's already white. הילקח היה חולק את הלשון לשניים. That's why he used to have two of them. חציו קשה תחילה בסלע. One of them is in the beginning in the rock. מהטעם שהבנו לעיל, from the reason that we explained, כדי שיהיה נגד עיניו, so that he will be able to see. ולא היה חשש שילבין עד גמר המלאכה כולה. And we won't worry that it's going to become white until the finishing the whole job. ואחר כך קשר חציו בין קרניו, ומתוך שעסק בשעיר דוחפו מנהר. And then he ties the other one between his horns, and immediately he pushes it off. It's still red. And immediately he pushes it off. He doesn't look at that white. Okay? And what happened to the gold? הוא מתגלגל ויורד. He used to come down and crash down. במורד הזקוף של ההר, down the cliff. ולא היה מגיע לחצי ההר, עד שנעשה איברים ואיברים. And even when he got to the middle of the cliff, he already was torn apart. מחמת גובה ההר, או בני הצוקים שיצאו ממנו, because it was so tall, or because of the jagged edges of the heart, but it was torn apart completely. So then what does it do? This high priest is far away. Either it doesn't matter, 10 kilometers or 12 kilometers, 12 kilometers or 12 miles away. He's far away. What do you do? בא וישב לו תחת סוכה האחרונה. He goes back 2 miles, and he sits under the last sukkah. Yeah. לאחר שדחף את השעיר, חזר אל הסוכה האחרונה וישב בה עד שתחשך. And he waits over there until the end of Yom Kippur. Yeah, that's it. He cannot. You see soon why. He cannot go back. even if he wants to. ואף על פי שהיוצא חוץ לתחום, אפילו ברשות חכמים, and even though over here, by the way, the תחום Shabbat is a Rabbanan. You remember, it's only from the rabbis. So it says, that's why he's allowed to do it. The Rabbanan cannot go against God. Yeah, but now he doesn't have a commandment anymore. See, once he did there, he doesn't have the commandment. You should stay there. He's not allowed to go back to the sukkah. That's right. He's not allowed to go back. He's maybe allowed to walk a mile, back, but that's it. He's not allowed to go back to the sukkah.
How does it go 2 miles?
Oh, that's a question.
Only 1 mile.
So this is what the question is. ואף על פי שהיוצא חוץ לתחום, אפילו ברשות חכמים, even though the sages gave him permission to walk out, אין לו ממקום שיצא לשם ברשות, אלא 2,000 אמה, now he's only allowed to go back 1 mile, מכל מקום התירו לזה שיחזור 2 מילים עד הסוכה האחרונה. Nevertheless, the sages, when they made the decree, said, except the guy in Yom Kippur, we're going to give him permission to walk back 2 miles. מפני הסכנה לשאול במדבר תרשע. Why are you living him in a desolate land? Lions, you know what, Palestinians, I don't know who. Yeah? Until that it's going to become dark. Another question is, it says that after he does his job, he becomes impure and he needs to go to the mikveh. The ishiti amidbara. So the question is, when does he become impure? וממתי מטמא בגדים? When does the guy who takes the goat, what is exactly the point where he becomes impure? שכן נאמר, because there's a verse that says, והמשלח את השעיר לעזאזל, and the guy who sends the goat to Azazel, יכבס בגדיו, he's going to wash his clothes, ורחץ את בשרו במים, goes to the mikveh, ואחרי כן יבוא למחנה. Only then he's allowed to go back to the temple. ומכאן שואלת משנתנו, ממתי הוא מטמא בגדים? So our question, when does he become impure? At which point? So first opinion, מי שיצא חוץ לחומת ירושלים, it's easy. Once you go out of the wall of Yerushalayim, that's it. That point you become impure. בדרכו למדבר, שהואיל וכתוב, it says, how do they learn? והמשלח, and the guy who sent, משמע ששעה שהתחיל להיות משלח. It's from the time it's starting to be a UPS guy. When is he starting to be a UPS guy? From the time he's leaving the walls. That's right. When he comes out of the walls of the city. Rabbi Shimon disagrees. Rabbi Shimon says, Mishat chiyato latzuk. It's from the time you push him off the cliff. How does he get? Rabbi Shimon read it. שהואיל וכתוב, המשלח לעזאזל. Sent him to Azazel. When does he send him? To Azazel. Not סתם משלח. Sent him down to the cliff. דורש רבי שמעון שדחיפתו וזריקתו של השעיר היא שילוחו. Rabbi Shimon says, when he's become a messenger, when he sends him off. ולכן אין המוליך את השעיר מטמא בגדים. Therefore, the guy is not going to be defiling the clothing, אלא משעה ששילח לעזאזל בתחייתו מראש הסלע. At the time that he's going to be from the ראש הסלע. ואין הלכה כרבי שמעון, and that's why, and probably, and now I understand.
That makes sense. אין הלכה כרבי שמעון.
And I tell you, that's...
מה, גם הם טמאים שמלווים אותו?
Oh, very good. That was the question. Do they have to be careful not to touch him or not? So if they touch him, they cannot go back to the temple for the afternoon service.
But anyway, can they walk back?
They have 1 mile, and 1 mile they can go back after that. They can go back.
Yeah, they can go one. If you are in the Sukkah 9, you can go.
No. You can.
Sukkah 8. Maybe.
That's right. No, I'm talking about the.
They can't go to all the way.
Yeah, I'm talking about the important people of the city used to accompany him. But if they touched him, the first mile, but if they touched him, they're not allowed to go back to the temple now.
But they used to melavim to 1
1
mile.
mile.
They can't go up. If they do 2 miles, they can go back.
And that's the question. What happened if one of those guys touched him? Can he go to the temple? So according to Rabbi Shimon, he says, you're allowed. But according to the Chachamim, he says, no, once you leave the gate, he's already metame, you're not allowed to go back to the temple.
Yeah.